What's going on, y'all? Well, I'm back with another reaction style video, and as you can already see on the screen, it is Amrou Fudl. And I haven't watched this video yet, but from what I've read or in a caption and where I downloaded the video from, apparently this young black man came in up and asked Myron this particular question. Now, the only part of the video that I heard was probably like the first maybe 5 to 10 seconds of a 3-minute and like 44-second video, and he was asking him about how controversial did he want to get, and he brought up something about IQ, and then I cut it and said, okay, let me go ahead and just do a reaction. So this is gonna be my first time reacting to the video. This might be your first time watching it. This is my first time talking about Fudl in a very, I wouldn't say a very long time, but in quite some time. And you can already tell just by the landscape of it. I mean, he's sitting down here, he's having, it looks like an outdoor event, and if you look at the sign next to him on the left, it says women should be in the kitchen, change my mind. I'm guessing maybe that's the topic. I'm not entirely sure, but let's go ahead and get into it.
Hey yo, how controversial you trying to get right now?
I mean, whatever. Man, what's up?
How you feel about IQ?
IQ?
To IQ. Let me hear something.
Well, has been some.
And one thing I always say, body language. If you notice the brother on the right who asked the question about race and IQ, because that's the topic right here, notice how he flicked around that tripod in his hand. That lets you know that he's ready for whatever Myron is about to throw at him, because he's probably heard every talking point Myron has said. And like I said, people like Myron, well, Amrou Fudl, are very easy to debunk, because if you do proper research, you can always come back at them with facts, even if they try to hit you back and try to say that you're wrong. Just stand your ground and be as honest and truthful as possible.
There have been some studies out there. There was actually a big meta-analysis on this. I think they spent like $1 billion, something wild. Like they found was in general.
Spit it out.
No, well.
And notice, and the thing is, let me just say that every time there's like a little pause, like a silent pause right there, that's not me editing. That's someone, maybe his editor or something like that, because he keeps cussing every other word. So that's why, you know, that's why it's blanking out like that. It's not a glitch on your end or my end. That's something his editor or something he did. And notice the black guy is over there saying spit it out, because he can tell off the bat, off rip, Myron is about to say some BS. He's already started. He hasn't even been 5 seconds into the question being asked, and already he's spouting some nonsense. And this is a 3-minute and like 44-second video, so I can only guess what else he's going to say.
Asians tend to have views, followed by white people, then followed by Hispanics, and then Africans tend to have the lowest.
And I can't argue with them numbers, but no.
Notice he said African. He didn't say black people. He said Africans. And notice and know where Amrou Fudl's parents come from. They come from the Sudan. And Sudan, last time I checked, is in Africa.
No IQ study is ever controlled environment.
Okay.
So how can you? Those answers invalid. Like the conclusions are invalid. They don't control for environment. Environment heavily affects IQ. Are you agreeing with me right now?
Is that your argument?
Wait, is you changing your mind right now?
So your argument is that
already the brother got him in a mind spur, not a mind spur, a whirlwind, like a spin cycle. Think of your laundry. That's where he has him at already. See, the thing is, he probably took one look at this guy right here and thought he was going to have him on the ropes. But the thing is, looks can be deceiving. See, he may come up looking a particular way, and he may look like he's not intelligent just based on his appearance, but you'll be shocked by a lot of the people that quote unquote are in the hood or quote unquote ghetto or whatever you want to call it, but they are very intelligent. It's just that they probably just don't have the resources in order to get them further than where they are. But you'll be surprised by how many smart people who are very book smart live in the hood, but they also got street smarts too. And that's actually a perfect balance if it's balanced out correctly. Though that makes for what they call a dangerous type of individual right there. If you have book smarts and street smarts and you have them evenly balanced.
Your argument is basically that it's not controlled for environment, so therefore it's not valid?
Exactly that. You agree? Wait, hold on. Did I just change your mind that fast?
No, you did.
Because I tell a podcast in the past where you said, and I ain't even mad at this because I seen the studies too. Black people got the lowest IQ, Asians at the top, white people fall in the middle. Mm-hmm. None of those studies control for environment. You take somebody like me, for example, my environment, lead paint in the walls, lead in the water, dead eye
environment. It's like, no, you're a human, you're able to make decision, you have will, you're able to decide what you want to do. If you know,
look, how can you repeat?
And so the thing is, again, the brother has my Amrou on the ropes right now, and I'm gonna have to echo something that KG said, because this how I came across this post is KG reposted it on his Twitter account. The thing is with Amrou Fudl is that he hangs around a lot of quote unquote low IQ individuals, the same people, like the people he likes to say that we are. But you see the people he hangs with, or he tries to go in these spaces, like these all white spaces, and how they all get. Those are some low vibrational individuals, and he hangs around them all the time, and he spews their talking points. That's why when he gets confronted like this from someone who knows their stuff, he gets stuck. I mean, he's literally like speaking all over the place right now. He can't come up with a very coherent thing, to the point where the brother is like, so you're basically agreeing with what I'm saying, and now Myron's going to try to squirm his way up out of it, and he can barely do that.
When all of the conclusions in those studies is false, when they don't control for environment.
Say that what?
How can you repeat that rhetoric? All of those studies, the conclusions are invalid because they don't control for environment. That's like 50%.
I don't know if that's true, bro. I don't know if that's true. What you're
so
talking
you don't
about.
think the lead in the paint in the
huge.
walls in the neighborhoods I grew up in didn't affect
meta-analysis
how
that
I
I'm
grew
talking
up?
about is huge.
These people are in different conditions. That might affect the outcome of the numbers.
Okay, look, we could
I'm 2 for 2 right now.
Bro, you ain't 2 for nothing.
I'm
bro.
2 for
You're
2.
not 2 for nothing, bro.
And the thing is, the brother has not been rebutted on anything that he has said. For all we know, and I'm just speaking hypothetically, the brother could very well just be making something or pulling something out of his ass, out of the sky. But the thing is, Myron has such a very interesting and not so interesting at the same time scope of the world, especially when it comes to black people, and I'm talking about FBA in particular, that when things that are either presented as facts to him, or something that could be presented as seemingly facts to him that may not even be completely true, are put in front of him, he doesn't even know how to counter it. Basically, in my opinion, and I could be wrong, the brother is testing him. He's testing Amrou Fudl to see if he can back up all the stuff that he has said over time, especially about black people, and he can't even do it. See, he's dealing with a person now that's not going to sit there and bow down and kiss his ring or kiss something else, who's going to just sit there and agree with him. And as you can see, Myron is being very tame right now. You know, usually he's always popping off, he's always going off, and I guess because I don't know if because he has a black man that's standing in front of him and is not a woman, because you know how he gets when there's women around and how boisterous and loud he gets. I mean, just look at how he has been on his podcast over the years, and that'll show you. But notice the energy changes when a black man is presented in front of him, and you can look at this and tell that this black man is younger, way younger than him. Myron is like a year older than me. This guy right here looks like he's in his 20s, and he's schooling him right now, and he's barely cooking with hot grease. That's the crazy part about it. He's being very, I'm not gonna say surface level with it, but he's almost a little bit above surface level with his talking points, but he's going beneath the surface at the same time. And Amrou hasn't even touched the surface yet.
Like, bro, you're not 2 for nothing, bro. Like, the reality is, you're over here saying, oh, it doesn't account for society. This is a meta-analysis between hundreds of studies on IQ from people all across the world.
And he hasn't produced one stat to back up them studies, and he won't do it.
And what
all
they
across
found
the
is,
world in different
here's the bottom
conditions.
line, bro. Here's the bottom line. The bottom line is this. Asians score the highest, whites score second highest, Latinos are behind them, and blacks tend to be at the bottom. If you don't like that, it is what it is, but that's the fact, okay? Now
That's his fact. But see, if I was a brother, I would have asked him, can you produce the studies to back this up? Like, tell me where to go. As a matter of fact, you have a phone. Can you look this up right now and produce on your stream right now this stuff to back you up? And then he kept saying something around the world. He wasn't talking about, I don't think the brother was talking about the world. Forgive me if I'm wrong, but I don't think he was talking about the world. I think he might have been talking about here. But notice he had to go and say the world. But if he wants to, if Amrou Fudl wants to talk about some stats or whatever, I would have asked him to bring that up on your phone right now and produce it on this stream, because he's on a stream. And I would want to see in black and white to back up whatever it is that you're saying. Because anyone could just say something like that and people will believe it. I mean, you don't believe me? Just look at his chat that's scrolling on the side. But you know, those individuals, that's his echo chamber, so they're going to believe anything he says. Myron can say that the sky is red, And they'll say, oh, you know what? I didn't think of that before. All my life they've been telling me it's blue. Every time I looked up in the sky, it did look blue. But since you said that it's red, you might be on to something. A bunch of idiots.
You can go ahead and talk about why or product of environment or make excuses, but the facts are the facts, bro. Like, that's what it is.
Excuse, it's a fact of reality.
Because you're literally making excuses saying, well, oh, they didn't account for this or they didn't account for that. When in reality, they probably did, right? And you're just making excuses for why. Hello.
The reason I bring it up is it's a lot of people.
And here's the other thing too. Like, you got to install football,
it's people who you
so
cool
there
with
are absolutely
who use those studies for some crazy ass, like saying no black people should be in this country. Like, I'm talking about like all this shit like that, right? Those studies aren't even valid. You agree with me on control for environment.
And he did. And the thing is, Amrou Fudl did agree with him, or at least he started to, like right there at the beginning. You just look at his face. He looked like, wow, he might be on to something. And then he had to almost snap back into his own reality that's not even real and say, oh, wait a minute, that's not what I was going to say. Almost like he was glitching.
It's a lot of people who
you're right on that.
People like me shouldn't exist in this country because of those studies.
I don't think that
it's damn near impossible to control for environment. You pulling people from all these different places. Bruh. It's so simple, bro.
It's a meta-analysis of different studies from different times, different areas, etc. And the conclusion is basically the same every single time. Look, the truth is the truth, bro. Like, you might.
That's all he can say is the truth is the truth. And what he's saying isn't even remotely true. But going back to what KG said on his caption above this video that I found, when you have a person like him that goes around a lot of people who are very low vibrational thinking or low IQ thinking individuals, this is what happens to you. Because see, the thing is, he's around them, so they're in an echo chamber, so they're saying things to each other to make themselves feel like they're very intelligent when they're not. But when you get out of that echo chamber and you get confronted by people like this brother right here on the right, then that's when, and then on top of that, you're on your own and you have to defend whatever it is that you always say. The type of response that Amrou is giving is what's going to be given. And then he's up there sitting there looking like a fool, and he gets reassurance of himself or whatever it is that he says by whatever people are saying right there in that chat. But the thing is, the chat is not a reflection of, well, maybe they are a reflection of his IQ.
You might not like it. You might say, well, this is why, but the truth is still the truth. You can pontificate as to why it's like that. You can make excuses about the water.
I'm cool with the numbers, bro. I'm cool with being on the bottom of the scoreboard. I'm just saying the game ain't fair.
All right, so there you have it right there, ladies and gentlemen. That was the interaction that Amrou Fudl had with this individual right here. Again, shout out to him for standing his ground and confronting Myron in a way that he needs to be confronted. Because again, I can't even really put more into words. This dude right here, and I always tell people, be wary of the person who thinks they are the smartest person in the world, the person that will never admit when they're wrong. And because these are the type of people that they're dangerous. I'll put it like that. When you are dealing with a person who thinks they are the smartest person in the room and they are never wrong, they have a wild mindset, as we have seen with him over the years, which would explain why he has been banned on both various social media platforms, why he's been demonetized on here or demonetized on several other platforms. And he has to play grift hopscotch from various platforms in order to still continue his grift. Hence why he's right here having this outside or outdoor thing, which again is something that's not even original either, because they all tend to do it. You see him do it. You got Charlie Kirk do it. I'm sure Fakem does it as well. It's wild to me. But again, kudos to the young brother for bringing this to his attention. Again, like I said, what the brother was saying could have been complete BS. Not saying that it was or it wasn't. But in my opinion, he was testing Amrou Fudl to see what he would say based on things he said in the past. He even said in the video that I've watched you say certain things in the past, and what you're saying right here does not line up with what you said back then based on what I'm asking you right now. And it never does, because they constantly switch up all the time. Again, they tell so many lies that they forget the first one that they told because they're already on like a lie 1000. So there you have it. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this down in the comments, and I will talk to you in the next one.